Elise had never known silence like this. Not the comforting hush of snowfall or the tranquil stillness of a warm summer night, but a silence so complete it pressed in on her skin like wet cloth. She and Mark had come to the house in early October, fleeing the crowded grief of the city after the miscarriage. They didn't speak of it, not directly. Instead, they packed up their lives and drove 3 hours north to a house they'd never seen in person. Just pictures in a listing that had promised charm, potential, and complete privacy. The house was older than they'd realized. 3 stories tall, Victorian bones hidden beneath blistering paint and curling eaves. The roof sagged in the middle, like it had taken a deep breath and forgotten how to exhale. Yet something in Elise had resonated with its decay. "This could be good for us," Mark had said as he pulled the last box from the truck. "A new start, away from everything." Elise had smiled, a practiced, polite curl of her lips. But on the first night, she heard them. At first, she thought it was just the house settling, the groans and pops of old wood expanding into its new occupants. But at 3:17 a.m., she sat bolt upright in bed, her skin crawling. It wasn't groaning. It was whispering. Faint, almost shy, like someone murmuring through the wall. She leaned closer, pressing her ear against the peeling wallpaper. At first, only a hum. Then the words came clearer, like a hand slowly wiping fog from glass. "We never left." She jerked away, heart hammering. Mark slept beside her, unbothered, his face soft in the moonlight. "Elise," the voice whispered again, as if it knew her name. She didn't sleep for the rest of the night. By morning, the wall was just a wall again. No holes, no signs of anything. She told Mark, but he laughed it off. "It's a draft. You're sleep deprived. Or maybe haunted by how god-awful this wallpaper is." She wanted to believe him, but that night she found the door. It was behind a bookcase in the study, one they hadn't moved yet. A narrow wooden door, smaller than normal, with a cold brass knob. She didn't remember it being there before. Curious and unnerved, Elise opened it. The stairs beyond led down into darkness. She descended, flashlight in hand, brushing aside cobwebs that clung like static. The basement was larger than expected. Dust hung thick in the air. Along the back wall, shelves, lined with jars. Inside the jars were things. A tooth, darkened with age. A clump of hair. Something like a finger, shriveled and floating in yellow fluid. She turned, stomach flipping. A whisper trailed behind her ear. "Stay with us." Elise ran, feet stumbling on the steps, heart in her throat. She slammed the door shut and moved the bookcase back in place. When she turned, Mark was standing in the hallway. "Where were you?" he asked, though his voice lacked real curiosity. "In the study," she managed. "There's a door. Downstairs. Something's down there." He nodded slowly, lips twitching with a strange, small smile. "You should go back. You might find what you've been missing." She blinked. "What?" But Mark only walked away. The next morning, he was gone. Not just gone, erased. His phone on the kitchen table. Truck still in the driveway, no footprints, no note. Elise tore through the house, calling his name. She screamed into the woods until her voice broke. No one came. No one ever would. Her phone had no signal, no data. She tried 911 anyway, but the call never went through. The whispers returned stronger that night. Not just from the walls, but from the drains, the air vents, the creaking beams above her head. "We never left. Stay, stay." And then the mirror arrived. It appeared in the bedroom, an oval-shaped antique with blackened edges, where once there had been only bare wall. Elise didn't look at it for days. She kept it covered with a towel, which was always gone by morning. When she finally looked, she saw something that made her blood freeze. Her reflection, but not quite right. It moved a second too slow, and in its eyes was something hungry and black. One night, unable to resist, she stood before the mirror again. Behind her reflection, a woman stood. Pale skin, long black hair, face slack with a too-wide grin. Her lips moved silently, forming words Elise could not hear. Then, she did hear them. "It's your turn now." Elise screamed, the mirror cracked, but the image didn't go away. Desperate for answers, she searched the attic. There, beneath dust-laden trunks and broken chairs, she found a journal wrapped in old lace. Property of Helen Blythe, 1897. The entries detailed a family who once lived in the house. Helen, her husband Thomas, and their daughter Abigail. The writing grew increasingly frantic as the pages went on. Abigail says the walls speak to her. Thomas won't sleep anymore. The whispers have grown louder. The final entry was smudged, the ink warped with tears. "I begged the house to stop. I offered it my own life, but it doesn't want death. It wants grief. The house is a mouth, and we are food." Elise slammed the book shut. That night, she dreamed of the house without a roof. She stood in the center, the stars staring down like unblinking eyes. From the walls came pale figures, eyeless and weeping. One whispered, "We can use you. You still ache." She woke with blood beneath her fingernails. The door to the basement was gone. Just a wall now. Trapped, she ran outside. But the woods had changed. The path to the road was gone, replaced with twisting trees that circled back on themselves. The air tasted wrong, thick, coppery. The sun barely penetrated the canopy. Birds no longer sang. Then Mark returned. She found him in the nursery, the one they'd planned to fill with hope. The crib was rebuilt. The mobile spun slowly above it, though there was no wind. Mark sat in the rocking chair, cradling something. When Elise stepped closer, she saw what he held, a bundle of rotting cloth, the shape of a child beneath it, but made of soil, bone, and decay. "She's perfect," Mark whispered. "She's been waiting for you." Elise stumbled back, bile rising. "The house listened," he said. "It felt what you lost. It gave her back to us." "No," she gasped. "That's not her." He looked up. His eyes were dark now, bottomless voids. "Grief is a door. You opened it." The whispers rose like a windstorm. "It's your turn now." Elise ran, heart pounding like war drums. The front door wouldn't open. No matter how hard she pulled, it remained fixed in place. She turned, facing the mirror. The pale woman stood there, again smiling softly. "You can stay," she said. "Be whole again. The house will fill the hollow places." And Elise paused, because inside her was still that ache, the child she never held, the love she lost. She took a step toward the mirror, and another. Behind her, the nursery door creaked open. The mobile spun. She touched the glass and stepped through. 1 year later, a new family arrived in the spring. Young, hopeful, tired of the city. They bought the house for a bargain. The real estate agent smiled a little too widely. "Just needs love," she said. Inside, the air was warm, the rooms clean, the mirrors untouched. Upstairs, in the nursery, a pale woman rocked gently in the corner. She sang to no one, but the walls listened and whispered, "We never left."